My name is Janet Belcher, and pretty much I grew up in the church. But I came from a dysfunctional home, so while I was getting Jesus and God, the stories of God and how much He loved us at church, I went home to fighting and, abuse, things like that. So it was kind of confusing for me. When I was 11 years old, I felt deeply, like I needed to go up and ask God to forgive me of all my horrible sins and come in my heart and save me from hell. And so I did. I went up and I talked to the preacher and said the prayer. And the sad part about that is I did not have the support at home to disciple me afterwards. This same preacher preached on Sunday to a very impressionable 13-year-old girl. And he talked about how he decided as a teenager to just get as wild as he wanted to, and as an adult he would follow God, whatever God wanted him to do. And so this 13-year-old girl sat in the audience and said, that's what I'm going to do. I got married the first time when I was 21 to a man that, when he was sober, was wonderful, sweet, loving, kind, was not a Christian, obviously, but he became addicted to drugs, very hard drugs, and to the point where not only was his life at risk, so was mine. And at that time, I would sit in the bed at night and literally beg God to take me, because the one thing I remembered was all the rules. I knew all the rules. I knew how to live with the rules of God, but I didn't know how to have a relationship with God. And I would sit there at night when he wasn't home, and I would beg God, just take me now. I can't get a divorce because it's against the rules, but I can't live like this any longer. And so that lasted for 3 years. And I tell you now, God was there. I didn't think He was. It wasn't long after that I met my husband that I have now. I certainly wasn't looking to get married again. I thought I'd had enough of that. We got married, I still attended church, and he actually started attending church with me in Florida at a Methodist church. And it was there that I finally learned what it was to have a relationship with God. That it wasn't about the rules. It wasn't about checking off what have I done right and what have I done wrong. It wasn't about being afraid of doing the wrong thing, but it was about a personal relationship. And just through Bible study and, the people that I met, the fellowship that I had, the people who lifted us up in prayer, my life with God changed for the better. And it was during all of that time that I really feel like that maybe that was when I was saved, truly saved. I can't say that I wasn't saved when I was 11, but I can't tell you that I was. And so, but I can tell you when the relationship started. So I come through all these years, like I said, 25 years of marriage, and the one thing that is missing now is baptism. God is telling me, I just feel like He's telling me that you need to do this. You need to renew this with me. And so I want to be obedient to that. And that's why I'm being baptized.